Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Study English. In this video, I will be explaining the first chapter of English NCERT book First Flight, and the name of the chapter is A Letter to God, which is written by G.L. Fuentes. Before starting this chapter, we should know what is the chapter all about. They say faith can move mountains. But what should we put our faith in? This is the question this story delicately poses. As we know that the mountains are fixed and they cannot move on their own. But if we are having faith or the trust, this can be made possible. So moving further, Lencho is a farmer who writes a letter to God when his crops are ruined, asking for 100 pesos. So we can say that this is a story about a farmer whose name is Lencho, and he is writing a letter to God saying that his crops are ruined and he is asking 100 pesos. Here pesos means money. So the question arises, does Lencho's letter reach the God? And does God send him the money? I'm sure while reading the story, we will get the answer there only. So let's start reading the chapter. The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. So these lines means that there was only one house in the whole valley, and it was situated on the top of the low hill. And at the height where the house was situated, from there a river could be seen and a field of ripe corn and some dotted flowers. So here dotted flowers means that the flowers were looking like too many dots from such a height. And the harvest was also very good. Now the author further says that the only thing the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. Now these lines say that the earth needed only a shower, a rain shower. Now comes the Lencho, the farmer, who knew his fields very closely, as intimate means to know someone very closely. And he has done nothing from the morning and has been gazing through the sky only towards the northeast direction. Now author further writes, now we are really going to get some water, woman. The woman who was preparing supper replied, yes, God willing. The older boys were working in the field while the smaller ones were playing near the house until the woman called to them all, come for the dinner. Now this means that Lencho, who is talking to his wife and predicting that the rain will surely come, and his wife is preparing supper, and she replied, yes, whatever be the God's wish. And there are some older boys and the younger boys, and the older boys were working in the field while the smaller boys were playing near the house, and their mother, that means Lencho's wife, called them for the dinner. So coming to the next page, it was during the meal that just Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. So these lines means that Lencho was having his meal. Rain shower began with big drops as he was predicting previously. And he could also see big clouds looking like mountains were coming towards the northeast direction. And then the air was blowing very fresh and sweet. Further lines are, the man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on its body. And when he returned, he exclaimed, these aren't raindrops falling from the sky, they are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5s. So these lines means that the man here is the Lencho and he went out in the rain for no other reason but just to feel the rain on his body. And after he returned to his wife and children, he shockingly said that these are not raindrops which are falling, but these are the coins which are falling from the sky. And he also told that the big ones are the 10 coins and the smaller ones are 5. Okay. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the ripe corn field with the flowers draped with a curtain of rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. So here now the lines means that Lencho was very much satisfied with the rain of coins, and he saw his field, the ripe corn field which was having flowers, now it was covered with the rain. Then suddenly he saw that there were strong winds blowing and very large hailstorms were also falling. These hailstorms were actually looking like silver coins to him. And the boys who were eating the meal, they ran to the field for collecting the frozen snows. Because they were thinking that these frozen snows are silver coins. Further reading, it's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. I hope it passes quickly. It did not pass quickly. For an hour the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if it was covered with salt. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. Okay, these lines means that Lencho was very worried and was hoping that the hailstorm would pass quickly, but this did not happen, and only in 1 hour the house, garden, hillside and the cornfield which was full of hailstorm, due to which a field turned into white color and it was looking as if salt was spread everywhere. So definitely the result was very bad, and the cornfield was destroyed, trees were having no leaves, and the beautiful flowers were also destroyed. Seeing all this, Lencho became very sad. Moving on, when the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, a plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. All that night was a sorrow one, all our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We will go hungry this year. So these lines means that everything was destroyed, and when storm was over, Lencho stood in the middle of the field and shared his sorrow to his sons. So he said that locusts, which means insect that destroys whole the field, would also have left something undestroyed. But this hail has left nothing. And this year they had no growth of corn, and that night was very sorrowful for the whole family. Lencho was in deep sorrow and was saying that all our work was in vain and there is no one who can help them, and their family will be starving the whole year. Okay, now the lines are, but in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. Don't be so upset even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. So these lines means that Lencho's family, who was very sad after the hailstorm, were thinking of only one hope which they had, and as this was the God. And it seems that Lencho was trying to console himself by thinking that although he has lost his fields, but no one dies because of hunger. He was thinking of only one, and that was God, and he knew that God sees everything. Now the further lines are, Lencho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday at daybreak he began to write a letter, which he himself would carry to the town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So these lines means that, as we know that the animal ox who works hard in the field, likewise Lencho also worked hard in the field, but he knew how to write and he wrote a letter and posted himself, and the letter was written to the God. So the further lines are, God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes. Because the hailstorms. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled, went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. So these lines say that Lencho is writing a letter to God and asking for help for his family by giving 100 pesos to him, so he can sow his field again, as the hailstorm has destroyed everything. So he wrote to the receiver's name, that was to God, and went to post office and dropped the letter in the mailbox. So moving further, one of the employee who was a postman and also helped at the post office went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with God." So these lines means that one postman saw the letter and he found it so funny that he went to his boss, which means the postmaster, and showed him the letter. The postman had never seen such a letter in his career, and the postmaster also started laughing by seeing the letter, and suddenly he became very serious and praised that such a faith he could also have to write a letter to God. Now the next lines are, so in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came with an idea, answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. So these lines means that postmaster was knowing that this letter will never reach the God, and writer may not be having no more faith in God. So he thought that this letter's reply would not need any paper or ink. So he decided to collect the money from the employees or the postman, and he also gave some part of his salary in the money form also. So they did the kind of charity to Lencho. So moving further, it was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. So these lines means that as Lencho has asked for 100 pesos and it was impossible for the postman to collect 100 pesos from everyone, so he collected more than half of the money and placed a letter on the envelope, in which the letter was written God, and he posted it in the name of Lencho. So on the following Sunday, Lencho came to post office and asked if there was letter for him. The postmaster only gave the letter to him, and the postmaster was sitting in his office and was waiting to see the satisfaction on Lencho's face, because he did the charity for him. Okay, now the further lines are, Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, such was his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling on his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. So these lines means as that Lencho received the letter, he was not so much surprised, and instead he became angry when he counted the money, because he was confident that God can never make mistake, and he had also not making mistake in counting the pesos. So seeing this, he had what he had requested. He didn't get that. So he immediately started writing a letter on the paper with the ink, and he was making efforts to express his ideas to God. Now the further lines are, when he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail because the post office of employees are bunch of crooks. Lencho. So these lines means that after finishing the letter, Lencho bought the stamp and affixed it to the envelope by licking it. And at the moment Lencho posted the letter, then only postmaster picked the letter and read it. And it was written to God again. And it was requested to him that rest of the money, as he had got only 70 pesos, to send the rest of the money to him. And it was also written that don't send the money through the mailbox because the employees of the post office are bunch of crooks. Okay, now bunch of crooks here means that one who uses his or her power of position for their own personal advantage. So Lencho was trying to say that these employees are dishonest, so don't send the money in the mailbox. So now here the story ends, and I think we have got the answers to those two questions which were asked in the beginning, that does Lencho's letter reach the God? So the answer is no. Lencho's letter didn't reach the God. And the second question was that does God gave the money to Lencho? So the answer is no. God didn't give the money to Lencho. It was a postmaster who collected money for Lencho, but it was half of the money and he collected for him and gave it to him. I hope you liked this video you just watched. If you did, so please like, share, comment and subscribe to Study English. Thank you.